All right. Now I'm ready. Let's go.
I don't think I've ever walked this track before. Only in a car.
So, oh, we have a golf cart.
Silent electric ones.
Yes.
The one that runs over you.
That's
Just like Prius in parking lots.
No noise, no warning.
So this is Track Walk with Eric. We're at Atlanta Motorsports Park. We have a couple of E39 BMW team drivers here that are going to join me on my track walk. And they just found out that they actually were in the same session together on track today.
Where?
Yeah. Step number 2.
You guys remember each other?
Yeah.
I remember him definitely once, maybe twice. He was pretty, I don't know if he
I felt like I was going pretty alright.
You were doing pretty good. I definitely remember you passing me once. I don't remember if you lapped me though, but you might have.
I don't know.
I don't remember seeing the keg twice. I remember seeing it once because I was like, there's that car.
Yeah, there's no way I was going that fast going around.
You're being humble. The team says you're the most consistent out of all of them,
So tell us a little bit about each of your cars. What you guys know of it? I mean,
ours is a BMW. I want to say it's a 5. Do you know what it is there?
it's E39.
It's an E39.
Yeah.
It's got a small block Ford in it, 302. And yeah.
That's an awesome
And it's
car.
got a 5-speed Ford transmission in it, and it's very fast on the straightaways and maybe not so fast in the turns because it's a little heavy.
Yeah, ours is pretty stock. 528, 90, 98 or 99. I had some Bilsteins to it. That was really helpful in the corners. Yeah, everything else is mostly stock.
What about your rear wing?
Oh yes, yeah, we added a what is it? A beer tap to it, which is of course not. We don't put a keg in there while we're driving around, but
Of course not.
after a long, nice race, gotta kick back and drink some beer.
Well, we are called Team 9 Blinker, fitting with the German theme of not using your blinker when you drive a BMW.
Did you see him use his blinker? When he
I
passed you?
never saw a blinker. I
Never saw a blinker.
I just saw,
Even to the team.
I just saw the tap.
Did you think, ooh, I'm thirsty now?
I did. And I said it would be nice if they had actually beer in that thing right now because I was getting pretty hot.
And, well, when the track is cold, beer goes in the tap. And
I did have a cup of beer.
You did, didn't
Yes.
you?
2.
Nice.
Well, actually, excuse me, 1.5. I drank half, and then he said, "Do you want to top off?" So 1.5, and it was very good beer.
And it's a local beer this time, right?
it is,
Yeah.
yes.
It's always a local beer, right, with you guys? Like it's always
Usually.
local either from the area that you're racing at or to where the home for the team is at, right?
Yes, yes. So this time around we had Monday Night Brewing. It's called Taco Tuesday. So it's a Mexican lager. And then usually we have 420 from
Sweetwater.
Brewing. Yes, also a local brewery here in Atlanta.
So I definitely had a cup last night. It was quite good.
Yes.
So what I want to know is how many times did you come down to turn 1 and think if I lost my brakes or my accelerator hung, I would be through this sand into this tire barrier? That's what I want to know.
I saw plenty of people wonder that same question, but luckily I've been on this track a few times before, and I kind of know that this kink is really sharp.
Yes.
You would think you'd be able to carry more speed into it, but it's kind of tough.
It took me about 10 laps to like start feeling anything.
Yeah.
I mean, turn in like midway through the corner, like the road's still falling away from you.
Yeah.
So you're not getting any grip at all.
Where were you getting back on the throttle right here? As soon as you started maybe halfway
Right.
in?
Yeah. Right about maybe a little.
As soon as
after
it starts
halfway.
dropping?
Well, because we don't have an LSD in ours, and so you can't really get back on the throttle without the tires spinning. So
I think about halfway through that turn, I would be back on it pretty, like, wide open.
Yeah, right. Yeah, somewhere around.
About halfway up the hill.
Yeah.
And it would go.
Well, I mean, you do have a V8 in yours.
Yeah, I mean,
so.
it would eat up the hill, like
That's true.
It would go.
Yeah, my understanding is both of your cars are open diffs.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, they are. So we're pretty good in the rain. And that's about it.
But we don't prefer the rain. They probably love the rain. We don't prefer the rain.
Well, that's because you have a V8.
Yeah.
Again, that's true.
So I got to do the pace car one time, multiple times today. But one of the times today, I actually got to, as soon as the hairpin coming out of pit lane, it was hammered down and go full speed because the leader was coming around the hairpin and they didn't see the lights or want to slow down a little bit, so they wanted to get in front of me.
You're like, no.
And then there was the 93's green Civic. I ended up, by the time I'm at here with the blend line, I was actually going faster than the Civic that was going full speed. And I was running out of space between the Civic and the leader to like slot in front of them. But I was able to do it.
So were you in the pace car when the wreck happened on the front stretch? Was that you up there? I saw blinking behind me.
I mean, I was near the pace car when the...
Who was driving the pace car when the emergency vehicle and the Miata collided? I mean, because somebody came over there and I saw a blinking light on top, and you stopped on the front, like.
Well, the only things that were on track when that incident happened were track safety vehicles. So the pace car was still waiting.
Gotcha.
Oh, you were about to come around.
I was about ready to get on track.
Yeah. Okay.
So my little download of the briefing is that yellow flag ended up being like 4 different events. That not one of the events was enough to warrant a safety car, but they happened right when they were going to go back to green. So
Right.
they were going to go back to green, something happened. All right, yellow, stay yellow.
It was about 5 laps of yellow or more.
Yeah.
So almost 20 minutes.
I
Yes.
thought it was funny because like I did see like one car break down in the back sweeper.
That was the
was
first.
wrong.
That was the first reason.
Yeah. And then
Second reason, if you were on track, you wouldn't know, because we had a person request medical assistance. So that was the second one.
yeah, because I was going around and I was like, I don't see any cars off.
Yeah, it was like the guy gave me a one. He gave me a one finger at the flag stand. I said, okay, one more lap.
Yeah.
And then when we went back, he still had his flag out. And I was like, okay, what happened?
Yeah.
I agree. So, question: since your experience on this track, are you braking right here
Oh yeah.
and then letting off and letting the car carry itself up that hill?
I brake through here,
Through here, set the car.
around, and then yeah, like I'm not even braking up here. I'm just,
yeah.
you know, setting to get around this corner over here.
Right. Yeah. Once I get to here, I'm never on the brake again.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've seen people who just like they just tap the brake and then they go.
That's usually a Miata.
Yeah, because you're right.
Not you big 5 Series cars, right?
No. We're too heavy.
Yeah, we're too heavy for that.
I don't know what y'all weigh, but 3,200. Oh, we're about 3,200 pounds. 3,200 pounds trying to. And here's that. What did we say last night? Off camber.
Yeah, off camber.
Here's that off camber here.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
So it's like it pitches you this way.
right.
then
And that's
you're
why
like-
you can't get as much speed into it, right?
Now, comparatively,
The curbing looks pretty big too.
Yeah.
You get too much curbing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So once I'm here, that's it. Like you're not on the brake, and it's like you just
Well, and if you mess this up, then you're like you mess up the whole
the
thing.
whole thing. Done that.
Yeah.
Learned that. And when we get to the top of this little curve up here, I'm gonna tell you something else I learned today. You're gonna laugh at me because you're gonna be like, I know that.
Did you lift middle of the corner?
So, you know, to be honest with you, when I'd get right here and it would scrub off enough speed to where I felt like I could pick up the throttle, somewhere right there where it starts flattening out, I would pick up the throttle
Where you lose grip?
and the car would want to turn on me.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
the back end would come out.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, ooh, don't do that. So I would very light on the throttle.
Mm-hmm.
Till you get way around, like on the other side of the tank.
you really have to feather it all the way around.
But there's like a flat spot right here that really, and I was like, did I get oil? Like, why did that do that?
I mean, as we're walking, we can kind of see that it crests and then goes back downhill a little bit. That crest,
right there,
the car's gonna be light, so you're gonna have less grip,
all right, Eric,
front or rear.
I need my driving lesson now. So tell me, and I think I kind of learned it. But man, it doesn't feel like that much elevation change when you're in that car right here.
Nope. Wait till you get further on the track.
I know. Look at that right there. Wow. But somewhere right in here when it flattens out, where I start to try to pick up the throttle, it would come around ever so gently. Not snap, just. And I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Well, and this isn't like a perfect radius either, right? So,
no. So you're coming here, you're going out a little bit, then you're coming back. But
I'll tell you,
somewhere right in here, this is where we wanted to get loose.
You really want to treat this as two different corners.
So how do you take it?
So you got to go, I would say apex back here,
Swing
kind
out.
of go out a little bit and then come back in.
That was my fastest laps when I would do that.
So kind of diamond it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a really long turn.
Yeah. So every diamond, and I noticed that when fast cars, like the beer tap car, would go by me, I would be like, now what line did he take? So I would follow you, and you didn't realize it, but I was following you. Quick learner.
Hey, no problem there. I'm following the Miatas, man.
No joke. Anybody that passes me, I'm usually like, so what are they doing?
What are they doing that I don't know how to do yet? Let me try it.
But somewhere right here, Eric, I would like pick it back up pretty good, and then once you get on down, like right in there, like I'm wide open.
This is actually way faster going down this hill than I think most people
realize.
Yeah, because that turn sneaks up on that. They smoke them at the bottom of that hill.
Sure, yeah.
And I'm almost, because I'm like, ooh, get up here quick.
Now, compared to when you've driven the M3 on this track, how are you taking those turns comparatively to the race car?
Oh, well, I mean, this is I don't know.
That's a good question.
I mean, I think I'm more ginger on the street car.
Well, definitely, but still hitting.
What generation M3?
F80.
F80?
Yeah.
Got a couple friends back in Portland that has a couple of those.
So are you wide open right here pretty much? Or you getting on it pretty good right here?
Once I get, so because they're open diff, you gotta have to wait till
the car settles back down.
And then I'm gunning it all the way down. So maybe about 1 down there.
Yeah, at least 2. Yeah, you're probably about right. Maybe let off about 2. I think I let off about 2. That's probably where you get it.
Well, and the good thing, so on this corner, if you go out to the left, you can pretty much get a straight line to the beginning of that corner over there.
How would you take this one, Eric?
I mean, how I took it in the pace car, and then how I took it in the sim that's here set up.
Yeah. Tell me how you would take this car.
So,
this turn.
As I exit back there, I would be as close as I can to this curbing on the right side.
That's where Spiro is.
Not really focusing on trying to make it a straight line from back here where we're at.
Yeah.
But basically, when the curbing ends, I would straight line to where I want to turn in at.
Yeah.
And then depending on what car, like if a personal car in real world, under braking, right before turning, I'm starting to rotate the chassis on the line without actually turning the car. You know.
So because what you just said, I'm on you right there, because I'm hugging that. When I come right here, I'm right here, then I'm swinging out, and I'm dead line towards that 1.
Yeah.
So as we're coming down on this curbing right here on the right, basically.
You see the tire marks.
Yeah. For me, I try to straight line from here to my turn-in point.
Yeah.
Right.
That way I can brake in a straight line.
So I wouldn't point at 1. I actually would point further down.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit further down.
Yeah.
So for me, almost the end of the curbing is where I'm pointing straight at.
Right where that looks like that curve starts. That's probably where I aim right here.
Yeah.
Now it puts me in the middle of the track. It's without actually having raced the track wheel to wheel. Compared to other cars. Maybe that's why I struggle in the sim, is doing that type of line, and I couldn't get the car to rotate enough, so I was out. The car's attitude in the corner was behind where I wanted it to be.
So I'm gonna wait to hear what he says when he gets up here to this turn. And
He's faster than you.
That too, but then I'm gonna tell you the Greg Fuss line.
Ah.
Because I was right behind him right here, and I was like, I'm following Greg to see where he's going with that Nissan.
Oh, he was in the Nissan this time.
And I'm gonna show you where he was, and I was like, holy oh Lord, I never thought to take it that high.
You know he's never been here before, right?
I know that, and he lapped me right quick. Well, and he's driving a Nissan, what is it, the Z?
350Z.
Oh, the 350? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 350Z.
Fast.
It's normally a B or C car with the normal drivers.
It could be an A.
You mean a super dog car with Johan driving?
Yeah, with Johan driving, it could be. So.
Oh, also, Johan was driving the 5 Series, their 5 Series, in the wet at CMP, past your car. I don't know who was driving, but they started picking up tips from Johan and ended up passing the 5 cars in front and were the overall leader the rest of the time in the wet.
Oh, that's either Steve or Dean.
Yeah.
It's probably Dean.
So Greg Fuss was over here.
Oh,
Yeah,
over there.
At this point in this turn,
Uh-huh.
he was up here.
Yeah.
Like he was up here. And
Oh.
then he clipped it that way.
Yeah.
It's because he didn't know where the track was.
Well, I mean, there's several laps, but like I'm like right in here, and he knows it better than me, but I'm here and I'm washing out to the edge of that grass.
Yeah.
And Greg was way up here, and he clipped it, and he was gone.
I mean, as we walked up it, if you took a look at the camber,
I agree.
you had more off camber close to the apex,
Right.
and then you actually get a little bit of camber on the
So
outside.
that's what he was using,
So he was trying to use that.
and he did. So I'm over here.
I
On the other
normally
side.
cut closer, but
So are you on this side of this over here? Or are you right here?
I try to straddle it, honestly, right down the middle.
So I'm like on 4 wheels on this side of it,
Yeah.
and Greg was here,
Yeah.
because he.
Because of the way he exited
Yeah,
back there.
Right. And he was gone, and I'm like left side tires, barely missing that last thing up there, that last whatever you want to call it, right on the grass. But of course, then I got a V8, so I'm making up some ground going up of this hill.
Well, I mean, you say that, but Jeremy says his V8 makes less horsepower than what the Z is supposed to make.
Well, no.